Hey, I'm Eric. I'm listening to 100 albums in 100 days. For all the details on what I'm doing and why, check out the video pinned to my profile. Today, I listened to the 1984 album Purple Rain, the soundtrack from the movie Purple Rain by Prince and the Revolution. This falls into the category of classic albums, and it also falls into the category of albums that just mean a lot to me. I kind of have a long story about the album, but it'll just explain how much this album means to me and how much and why I like it so much. So it came out in '84, and I heard all the songs that were on the radio. I heard "Let's Go Crazy" and "When Doves Cry," "Purple Rain." All the singles I heard before when they were out in '84 and '85. The summer of '85, like literally the day after I got out of school, my freshman year of high school, my dad moved us from our hometown in Oklahoma, in northeastern Oklahoma, moved us to this little podunk Texas panhandle town called Dumas. It was about as big as a postage stamp, and there was not a damn thing to do in this town. And I was alone. I didn't have any friends there. We moved there, like I said, after school was out. And the apartment that we were living in, there were kids my sister's age, who's 6 years younger than me. There were kids her age, but there was nobody my age. And I was completely alone. And I felt alone that entire summer. Now, also that summer, my dad, I think as an act of contrition for moving us from our beloved hometown to the edge of hell in the Texas Panhandle, my dad bought us our first VCR. And since I was the only guy that would read the instructions and learn how to use it, I used it all the time. The first thing I recorded on a VCR was Live Aid. I recorded over 8 hours of Live Aid coverage. But one of the other things that I recorded that summer was Purple Rain on HBO when it debuted on HBO that summer, and I recorded it. I had not seen the movie before because it was rated R. Just snippets in the videos and knew the synopsis of the movie a little bit. Had never seen the movie. And at that point had never listened to the Purple Rain soundtrack all the way through. Just what I had heard on MTV and on the radio, whatever. So I recorded Purple Rain off HBO, my brand new VCR. And I probably ended up watching Purple Rain 6 or 7 dozen times that summer after I've recorded it. I fell in love with it. I can't even explain why I did. I fell in love with the movie. And went to Walmart a couple of days after watching it the first time and actually bought the soundtrack. And for the rest of the summer, Prince was my best friend. From the movie and from the album, the soundtrack, and just listening and watching over and over and over all summer long. Prince became my best friend. I fell in love with that album. And at a time when I was completely alone, no friends whatsoever. And at the time, there was no internet. I couldn't FaceTime my friends back home. I couldn't email them or text them or anything. It was either talk on the phone, which I couldn't do a lot of because there were long distance charges, and that was a lot of money, or I could write letters. And teenage boys are not good letter writers. So we went home once that summer. I was completely alone all summer long, and made friends with a lot of music. Side note, made friends with all the MTV VJs because I watched them so much that summer. But the one album that just stuck with me all summer long was Purple Rain. I love this album. I can listen to it start to finish any day of the week. And I listen to it about probably once a week is not a stretch, but I would say once every week and a half to 2 weeks, I listen to the soundtrack. There's not a song on there I don't like. And I love them all. My favorite being Purple Rain. That will be the song that plays at my funeral or my memorial is Purple Rain. I read an article from Prince, an interview, I'll find the word in a minute. I read an interview with Prince who said it's really about the end of the world and walking out of this life into the next. And when I read that, that changed. I love the song already, but that just changed the song completely for me. I cannot listen to that song and not get a little bit emotional. It affects me like that so much. And so it'll play at my memorial when I'm dead and gone. I love the guitar riff from Let's Go Crazy. It took me forever to learn how to play that when I first started playing guitar. But I was so happy and so proud of myself when I learned how to play that. I don't know why. It's just a fun riff to play. You know, it's just really hard to pick my favorite song off that album. I mean, after Purple Rain, I like them. I like them all. I like Baby I'm a Star. That's just a great song. I love that song. You know, it's just phenomenal. And I'm not even going to say if you haven't heard it because you've probably heard it. And so I didn't listen to this album today to hear something new. I listened to it because this album has a deep-seated position in my heart and will for the rest of my life. It means that much to me. So, you know, let me know what you think about the album. You know, a lot of people have heard half the album because that's what the singles were. But let me know what you think about the album. I have watched the movie since then and realized it's a pretty cheesy movie, but I will still watch it whenever it comes on because it just reminds me of sitting in that little tiny bedroom in Dumas, Texas by myself, watching it over and over again, and then putting on my headphones at night and listening to the song or the album. So tell me what your favorite song is from the album, or songs. Tell me what you think about it, and tell me what you think about the movie.